parting had been awkward, the chemistry between them seemed undamaged. Ryan was glad Melanie had not asked too many questions about the cuts on his face. He told her he was back into his MMA classes and a new student had gotten a little overzealous in training. She seemed to believe him, and the conversation had drifted off his face and onto all the news about his dad's upcoming inauguration and the near disaster in Russia and the averted war between India and Pakistan. Melanie told Jack about Rian. He had been on the news to some degree, and the CIA NCTC analyst was careful to keep her detail in the realm of open source information. Ryan pled ignorance and showed his fascination in her work, but he was, himself, careful to avoid conveying anything that might make her suspicious that he knew more than he was saying. But then she said something that made him lose his polite but only mildly interested gaze. Too bad they let his number 2 guy slip away. What's that? Jack said. I think it's been on the news, in Pakistan at least. Yes. I'm sure I read it in Dawn today, their paper. A colonel who worked for him, Sadiq Khan. He survived and is missing. You never really know in these situations if that is significant or not. Jack nodded, then said, How about some dessert? They ordered dessert, and Jack excused himself to go to the bathroom. When he was out of view, Melanie stood quickly and stepped outside the restaurant. Her mobile phone was already to her ear when the door shut behind her. She waited for a moment for an answer on the other end, her eyes fixed on the lobby of the restaurant, careful for any signs that Jack was on his way back to the table. It's me. He was there in Pakistan. Yes, there is no doubt in my mind. When I told him Khan was still alive, he looked like he'd been poleaxed. No, of course it's not true. But right now he's in a bathroom stall, no doubt calling someone in a panic, trying to get confirmation. The young woman listened to her instructions, acknowledged them, then ended the call, and rushed back inside to wait for her date to return to the table. We hope you have enjoyed our presentation of Locked On by Tom Clancy with Mark Grayman. Copyright 2011 by Rubicon Inc. Performed by Blue Diamond Phillips. Directed by Francesca Amari.
As racial tension between a white power structure and black citizens, because the mayor, the city council, the head of the city council, the police commissioner, the state prosecutor, all are African American. You know, John, it's been 3 years since Trayvon Martin was killed in Florida, and I just feel like since in the past 3 years we've had case after case of unarmed African American men dying in police custody or in encounters with the police. This, I guess, isn't new. Maybe it's the cameras that make it different.
Well, the cameras, yeah, everybody is now a video crew and can be. And so this is one of the great debates at the heart of this, which is members of the African American community say, yeah, everybody's paying attention now to something we've been screaming about for years. And it's just, people are just paying attention now because of the cameras. And so these are not aberrations that are being captured, but the lived experience of a lot of people in these communities